Hey, hey, oh, I still got my mask on from earlier. What's goody, y'all? It is a Sunday, the 20th, I think, of September. I hope everybody is doing great. Okay, so it took me like 2 days, but I watched The Social Dilemma. And it's awesome information, and I love the fact that there's people who see something, they saw something, or they created something, they saw it, and they're acknowledging it, and now they want help because clearly the people they've tried to go to that should be responsible hasn't been getting the help that he's, I guess, suggesting. And it's just beautiful. So it looks like they made a movie about it to tell everybody what's going on and just to beware, and I think it's awesome. And it's really crazy because I used to think oh my God, social media is so bad. Oh, it's screwing with everybody's brains and it's terrible and oh my God. But we can change anything that we create, which is the amazing thing. Well, not we can't really change our children or people, but anything that we create, we can decide to change it, or anything that we experience or anything that we're doing, we could change it. So that's the upside of it, because it was kind of getting a little scary. I was like, dang, there's a lot of science in this, and technology and brains in this, and it's beautiful and it's scary. So I wrote some notes. I guess I'm going to read them all. Why not? Okay, let's see what they say. The social dilemma. Our phones are like slot machines. That's what they said. Everything on our phones or internet is being recorded to learn personality behavior for ad revenue and activity continuation. Once again, driven by money. No, these are notes from my perspective or perception or whatever. There are only two industries that call their customers users: illegal drugs and software. That's Edward Tuft. Those who know and create these mechanisms still get sucked into the motion, purpose creation. So one of the guys was like, I created the algorithms or what was it? The ad revenue or something like that, monetization. And he was like, and I know how it's built and I know how it works, and I'm still can't put my phone down or I can't be away from my phone. I thought that was funny. Dopamine reward pathway. Yeah, I had to look into that more, but apparently the screen and the things that we see and something in it, it's like a drug, really, in a sense, on how they got they just learned human behavior and they applied it. So 2010 and 2011, I think there was I think these are the years or after, or these are the years that it was noticed from 2000 to 2010, I think. I'm not sure. But up to 70% of teens, I guess, were suicidal or something like that, depression or suicidal. And 151% preteens are more suicidal or have higher depression or insecurities or something like that. Generational shift in knowledge, perception, and self-love. When lonely, afraid, or hurt, we lean on the phone. Newspaper, television, email, messenger, social media. I guess that's kind of like the steps that we've taken to get to social media. Computer processing power has grown more and faster than any other technology or human mind. Awesome, but crazy and scary. Your search results and information varies between who you are and where you live. So, of your past search results and things like that, and where you live. It's like they get to choose what people see. Google, Facebook knows about our interests. Facebook is in charge with our news feed. A Twitter study says that fake news travels 6 times faster than true news. False information makes the companies more money. The truth is boring. In Myanmar, they used Facebook almost like they were selling, like when they sold the phone, they even like set your Facebook account up for you type thing. And they used it for destruction to start like division and anger and stuff like that, as well as other countries like Hong Kong have used social media platforms to cause riots, pretty much. Being divided by social media. Not being able to agree on what's true. Profit is earth pain. We built it, we have the responsibility to change it. How do we make the world better? So those are pretty much all the points that were, to me, like intriguing or interesting. But the beautiful side of it is once you recognize a problem, you can think of a solution or create a solution. So that's the beauty about life or living or breathing, is that, you know, you sleep and you wake up and you could do it, you could change, you know. And from what I learned over the years is that change is the only way to healing. So that's, you know, good news. So some of my thoughts that I wrote down as well is that miscommunication fuels war, like confusion fuels war, greed fuels war. And then I also put no need to fear, just change gears. Change is learning how to heal. And then again, I already said that one. And then, yeah, something else. Please go outside and look at the sky. And communication with animals is another thing that I wrote for something else. But yeah, so that is my review on the social dilemma, or my breakdown or outline of the social dilemma on Netflix. And I do have a link in my YouTube where there's actual like a conference type talk about the same guy who created the movie, or at least made the effort or push, or he's in the movie. And it's just amazing information to actually learn and know what's going on, especially if you have a small business, so you understand, you know, how are people seeing certain things and why. And then the beautiful thing is it just gave me confirmation that we just need to connect as human beings, like one-on-one. Okay, social media is dangerous, but what if we do have the power, we just shut it off once a week and we actually spend time with our family, or we actually go talk to our neighbors and ask them how they are, get some knowledge from them, or learn some lessons from them so we don't have to fall. If we would just speak to the people around us and ask questions and listen to them, there's so much power in that. The energy, you can see, you know, the intention, or feel the intention behind what people are telling you or selling you. And at the end of the day, something can only lead to destruction without love. I mean, you know, when they say without God, or like without God, you're not safe. And that's without love, you're not safe, because the earth has its way, you know, of balancing itself out. And if something is in its way, you know, it will create the balance. That's just the power of, you know, life and wanting to keep it going. So you have to make adjustments, you have to change, you have to learn, you know, just like the earth had to do it, we had to do it, and learn and love. So when things start getting negative or going bad, maybe the intention wasn't in love. And the sad part is it looks like you get caught up, you know, on something that you created, or, you know, even though you had good intentions and ended up being a negative thing, you know, just focus on love again. And then you can't question yourself if you're doing something wrong. If you ask yourself, am I doing this in love? You know, is this in love? Is this with love? With God, with love? It's really the same thing. You know, that it's one thing I learned in my personal opinion is that God is love. So whether you're with God or not with God, whether you're with love or not with love, they're both the same. So if you're without love, you're without God. And if you're not loving, then you're not being protected by God, in a sense. That's just a perception or an idea or a way of thinking about it. And yeah, the social dilemma. Dun, 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 dun. So I think if you're like worried about this, well, just communication is key, and communication with the people that are actually around you. Even though the beautiful thing about social media is that we can learn from people across the world. So as long as you're doing it in love, you could still benefit from the social media. We don't have to be afraid of it. We just have to change it. So the one way I can see that, and that gives me joy, is the Blackout Coalition. I found this group, and we're all supporting each other, and we're buying from each other, and we're, you know, sparking ideas in each other and motivating each other and giving each other advice and coming up ways to create and make better. And another thing that excites me is my coconut oil group I have. There's people from all around the world joining, from everywhere: India, Africa, Spain, where else? And places in the United States, but it's mostly overseas. And I know because there's a translator, and some people do speak English. But the good thing is, or the thing that's exciting is, even from something that is so negative, such as social media, where there's false news spreading, and oh, well, you're spreading false news about coconut oil. Well, I've never seen it fail, so you know, it's not like I just discovered it or I created it and I gave it to people and I said, oh, you have to take it, this cures. Like, no, there's years and years and years and years and years and years of evidence, and it's documented as well. So anyway, change is healing, and acceptance is peace, and time and love is stronger than any man-made medicine. And those are just some pointers from Allie. And from the scroll, I think if anybody is reading the scrolls, or the greatest secret, the greatest salesman in the world, if any business is using that formula, we won't kill each other and we won't harm each other. And that's the beautiful thing. The knowledge is out there. We just have to embrace it and love it. Adios.